I know, it's been ages. Partly because of this guy. Come on, jump up. Bauer, who's now 8 months old. So he's a proper big dog now. But it's time to get back into the sketch vlogs. We're going to finish with the basics of elevations. So basically the front of the building. We've done plans, we've done sections, we've got perspectives to do, axos to do, all of that sort of content to come. But this is a real quick one. Not a huge amount to doing an elevation drawing. Obviously we want to get it so it's spot on and perfect, and we'll follow on with a draw along video for that as well. But yeah, just a quick one. Hopefully you find this really useful. Do pass it on, give it a share. Let's go. So sped up overview. Let's get everything square, get the title in place, and let's have a look at what an elevation is. And there's no getting away from the fact I love drawing axos. So it basically is the front of the building. In this case, just to highlight it, we see the relationship between the larger 1 to 50 drawing on the left and then the little sketch on the right, just to illustrate what we're looking at. The depth of this is not big. It's not a deep section or a plan from 1.5 meters away. We can do it in multiple ways. We can just do it as a standalone elevation, or we can put it in context, which is what you're seeing here. From a diagrammatic point of view, using the arrows is just such a simple way of highlighting a space, or in this case a building within a street. Bit of fat pen just to kind of highlight what we're looking at. And then let's look at really what an elevation is. It's two-dimensional. It's close to what we see, but it's not quite as we see. So this is the elevation in this example. So this is spot on. Don't get confused with, as we look up to the sky and we get a perspective line going on to produce this. This isn't an elevation, it's a perspective. Okay, so that's the principles. Not a huge amount of rules to kind of continue with. We don't have the huge depth to the drawing that we would have in a section or a plan. So yes, we want some of it to feel close to us, and yes, we need some of it to feel further away. Literally using 2 pens, not a really fat pen either. The other important thing is, as you'll see on the drawing, is that there's quite a lot of information and detail on the facade of the building. And the more lines you add, the more dense it feels in terms of ink on the page, essentially, and that makes it feel closer. So literally that's what you're going to see as we go through the next stage of the vlog. So we've got the underlay in place. We're not getting into any design here, and we're just going to trace it off. We're going to go straight in with a pen. It is a sketch. I love the idea that we're not using pencils here. And what you will see, as discussed at the end of the vlog, is that these are all fluid lines. They're not sketchy, they're not hairy lines, all of those terms that we can refer to. If we draw a sketchy line that's a little bit stop-start, it just doesn't have the conviction of one clean, straight, fluid line. So as you kind of watch through this video, obviously I'm a little biased, they're my drawings, but you can see that each line is done with confidence. I'm not worrying about if I get it slightly wrong. If you zoom in on it, you will see that some of the lines that I draw do not perfectly match what's underneath. But if I hadn't told you that, you wouldn't have even checked. So as we go through, I haven't followed every single line. But as we discussed, the more lines we put on this, the more to the forefront this comes. So you can see these details happening throughout this very classic facade. And this is just a really nice process. So moving round, in this case we've started in a slightly different way to some of the other videos. I've actually started with what's closest to us, and in this case it's all of the detail. Just using our standard Stabilo pen, love these. And as I said, just enjoying the process of filling it in. I've now moved into a finer pen because this is the glazing and the framework on the frontage to the building. And it makes it look further back. Make sure it's labelled. Get the scale on, super important. And let's just measure using our scale ruler to get the perfect height people and some super quick 3-second people just drawn in place. Get the border in, done. Okay, that's it. We've done the sketch elevation vlog, and it is super simple. It's just a case of taking care with it, enjoying the process. Please note that there's no sketchy lines in there. They're all continuous lines, and actually that's a really good thing to remember. The idea of a continuous line drawing is nearly what that was, a series of continuous line drawings. Yeah, so we'll move on to, there'll be a draw along one to follow that'll, you know, link in with the elevation. And yeah, just give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. I do this because I think it's going to be useful for lots of people, particularly students. So yeah, so if it can kind of get to other universities, the principles are the principles. It doesn't change, and hopefully it helps for you to kind of go back over things, play it through at different speeds and pick up on all those principles. Yeah, enjoyed that one. Have a great evening. See you later.